we have to hire all nationality, use AI, still not perfect. Startup bubble, gone. They can recruit a lot of great talents, continue keeping the mission,
If you can define the right problem, it's half solved.
digest it, but at the same time, make the people to talk the same thing, their chin.
Welcome to Thriving in the Age of Disruption podcast series, Kato-san. You can say a little bit about yourself, personally, professionally.
Hi, Dr. Ramesh. Thank you very much for inviting me to this great opportunity. I'm Hiroki Kato, founder and CEO of Urchis. So I'm Japanese, but based in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, running a global business, having now 8 offices with 250 professionals over the world. Urchis is providing that knowledge sharing service with the clients and also industry experts. We connect industry experts with investment firms or consulting firms who need their real world insights for smarter decisions. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit like a matchmaking service.
Yeah, simply kind of business Tinder, but
Right.
try to help the clients to get the insights from the industry or subject matter experts.
Right. I
Yeah.
started this podcast in 2021 with the intention to talk about 2 essential mindsets. One was the entrepreneurial mindset, and the other was about a crisis ready mindset. When you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you are being resourceful. And by resourceful, I mean that you're able to identify the right problem. If you can define the right problem, it's half solved. The second part of an entrepreneurial mindset is managing uncertainty and taking risk.
Mm.
And the third aspect of the entrepreneurial mindset is creating value financially or non-financially, and creating value for ourselves as the entrepreneur, as well as all our stakeholders. I'm always curious when I meet startup entrepreneurs like yourself
Mhm.
to find out how you had moved in that journey, because you might have started off working in a corporate,
Yeah.
but one day you had an idea and pivoted to becoming an entrepreneur. So share that journey with us.
Okay. So if you talk about how I tend to be the entrepreneur, uh,
Yes.
the two reasons. First one is I already have the mindset. I like to make the value to the market. That's kind of initial mindset plus
Right.
opportunity. Mindsets to make the value to the society or markets is come from my high school, the kind of family environment, because my father, brother working for governments. When I joined the university, most of my friends at uni always think about how to make society better or how to grow Japan economy, or they always talk of big things. So that's
Yes.
why, without knowing it, I have a mindset that I be the business person in the future. But how to make that big impact to that society? Of course, join a big corporate government, then try to be big is one way, or grow small company. I don't see the opportunity in big corporates. They're doing big, but what I'm doing is don't make much impact on the markets. So I start thinking there's no opportunity. But on the other hand, when I see outside the big corporates, thanks to the venture capital markets or technology advancements, even small players can make a big impact to the markets quickly and big. So
Mm.
I feel maybe there's opportunities, not only big corporates, but even outside the big corporates or governments. Then luckily I have a chance to work for the consulting firms, a chance to work in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, getting out of Japan. I see that gap between corporates in Asia markets, but actually the knowledge or information in those markets is limited. I saw that kind of gap between the needs and also actual supply. So, oh, there's a business chance that I know even small company can do that in these generations. So that is the business I'm running now.
Thank you so much. I want to highlight a few things. The first thing is your own environment growing up with
Yeah.
your parents working in government and watching them being of service, right? Had you also be committed and motivated to making a contribution to society or to the market. At uni, you were looking at how you were going to come up with something to make an impact.
Yeah.
And you started off in the company where you could have made an impact as a corporate employee.
Yeah.
But what you soon realized was that
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to make it directly and quickly if you
Yeah.
continue to be a corporate employee. And
Yeah.
so that created that motivation to become your own boss. You've also highlighted a very important piece is that there must be an opportunity or a need. And once you saw that opportunity, you went forward and started your business. So then tell me a little bit about your business. You did not raise money in the beginning, but now you've raised about $6 million. You've got 8 offices, 250 people.
Yeah.
How did you scale up?
Our business, as I said, knowledge matching. Then we try to connect that knowledgeable industry expert to the clients, typically B2B business. This kind of service require the good coverage of the experts in
Yes.
each industry. Sounds easy to make matching, but actually try to cover those experts globally beyond the industry is not easy. That's require a lot of manpower operation because in order to recruit Japanese experts, Chinese experts, not easy to do that by English only. So we have to hire all nationality, use AI, still not perfect to persuade the people to join this kind of interview or consultations. So that's why I try to expand the team which can cover multiple countries. But to do that, that require the key 2 points. Whether we can recruit that kind of diversified talents in each countries, and whether we can manage, engage them well and grow them well. Third one is the lower cost. So lower cost is very important to do. We could do that because we strategically have an office in Vietnam, one of the best city to live, then cost is very low. So that's why I could recruit a lot of young great talent from Japan, Korea, China, not only local Vietnamese. We can recruit a lot of great talents over Asia, not so crazy high because living cost in Vietnam is still very, very reasonable. So
Yeah.
quality of life is very good. So that's kind of people engagement strategy. We spend most of the resources for the people management. We could grow the business.
I'm curious. Are you actually enabling what I will call as fractional consulting?
Yeah, kind of. But we
Okay.
mainly focus on more short-term spot consultation.
Right.
So yeah, those senior persons can be the part of our expert network. Usually, we ask those senior person to join 1 hour phone consultations, then share the knowledge of the specific topic quickly. But sometimes, more like long-term project basis, we ask those experts to support my clients, like few-hour basis per week, or even 3 months full-time engagement. But mainly, we focus on more 1 hour spot consultation.
What has been your biggest challenge in the
Mm.
last 6, 7 years of starting this
Yeah.
business?
There's actually two biggest challenge that came at the almost same times, almost 3 years ago. One challenge is the kind of macro market situations. Startup
Right.
bubble gone. Then the markets evaluate the startup who can make profit stably more than growing the sales, burning the cash. That's
Mm.
kind of change make big impact on us. The second one is um, so when our company grow, then almost reach to 80 people, employees. So suddenly 3 managers quit the company,
Oh
then
dear.
build the exact same business,
Oh
1%
dear.
same competitors, yeah, in same countries at the same time. That was the most challenging periods we faced too.
Well, that's interesting. So, how did you navigate that challenge?
Mm.
especially in terms of the team. The big picture, you can't manage that, right? Because everyone is going through it. But within the company itself, when you have a sudden resignation of key staff, and what have
Yeah.
you done since then to make sure that this doesn't happen?
At that time, to be honest, I do it without knowing it. But yeah, first one is continue keeping the missions I commit to the stakeholders. That's what actually works well. Second one is kind of change my mindset to be that more like startup, has a more hustle, has a hustle entrepreneur to be more mature, has a stable entrepreneur. Then the two
Right, like
things.
a CEO who provides certainty to your people. As a startup founder, we too mature along the journey. And
Yeah.
what you have observed about your expectation can become a very big barrier for the other staff. Also, you talked about another important piece, which is about staff engagement. So,
Yeah.
on the one hand, you are growing, you're having more business. But in every department, with every manager, the situation is quite different. Some
Yeah.
people are enjoying the relationship that they have with the clients that they are servicing. Some people might not be. Some
Mm.
people may be burdened by, the longer hours. So the reason why I asked you this question is that I run a company which does corporate culture change work.
Mm.
And what we do is basically work with companies to build the team so that they can be aligned to one future, one direction. Like you have described, people can't get on the same page unless you can actually create it in a conversation.
Yeah.
So did you then create a shared future or a shared vision with your company
Yeah.
employees after that?
Yeah, exactly. How to break through the crisis, that long-term mission statements with the strategy behind works very well. Luckily, first 2 3 years, we grow the team to 0 to 80 people very quickly. Then the two crises happened. But at that time, we already talked about the mission, why we run this business,
Mm.
why what we like to achieve. Then what is the strategy to make this happen? That's why when this happening, mm, I still change the strategy a bit. Okay, this year, because the market changed, we compromise the sales growth. Then let's focus on profit because if we prove that we can make profit, our investors or investors in the market trust our capability and our business model. That's why this year we're stressful because we cannot hire new members. Last year, always we double the colleagues, but this year's we never hire. That's why there's kind of more like I say consistency. If I start talking about this suddenly, when crisis come, rather than talk about mission, rather than talk about those long-term things, let's try to make money now. The people cannot have an ear to listen to my voice, but because I already talk about this topic, that's why when actually crisis come, we are very strong. So that's why I truly believe that this kind of mission statements or long-term plan and also strategy should be designed when we are good for the
Yeah.
preparation for the crisis. But that is
Right.
what I luckily experience. Yeah.
Well, Kato-san, what
Yeah.
you have shared is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, most companies try to do mission and long-term strategy when they have a crisis. And like you
Yeah.
said, it's too late because
Yeah.
you are firefighting and you
Yeah.
have to deal with the crisis. So
Yeah.
the best time to actually create your North Star or the vision or a shared future is when the company is stable and it is growing.
Yeah.
Then get people into the structure so that when the crisis happen, they know what to do and they can
Yeah.
get into action quickly,
Yeah.
right? So tell me,
Exactly.
what's your mission for the company?
Our mission recently changed the wording, but share knowledge, empower the world. In the past, share knowledge empowered Asia, but because we expand
Ah,
our business, so now we try to empower whole global markets, but leveraging the people knowledge. Yeah.
great. Great. And how did you realize or think that this is going to be important? Who is the one who influenced you to think about this?
Let me take one story I saved by the people, voice and knowledge. Before I start Arches, back to 2018, I was a young consultant working for Singapore.
Yeah.
We support their investments in Vietnam, but unfortunately, one of their portfolio company is not doing well. Then I try to support the portfolio company, try to collaborate with the management. But to be honest, management is always not cooperative. Then even try to kick me out for their business. Also, I try to go to business. Then I start thinking, wow, there is three book in their accounting and also no right strategy. No one share the right informations. No one have ear to listen to my opinion. But I'm Japanese supporting that Vietnamese company alone. I don't have any network. I don't have much market informations. But I know something wrong. Then I try to talk with industry experts how this industry works. Because investors not always trust my voice, right? Because I'm
Yes.
Japanese. But if I talk with industry senior in that market, maybe that is something they can listening. And
Yes.
also, I try to meet ex accounting manager of that company.
Ah,
So
good
I try
point.
to ask all questions, what happened in that company. Then I get a lot of information like, to be honest, a COO doing deal with the accounting firms. So small player cannot compete. So should not continue raising the investor money because just waste of the money. But that's kind of market strategy, competitive landscape, and companies governance. I all get through the people knowledge because I cannot find any information through desk research. And at that time, there's no AI. Even AI cannot share that kind of information in the specific market or specific company information. So that's why I was saved by those people knowledge or people voice. So
Right.
I see the value. Then also Vietnam is such growing markets. Indonesia market is growing, very attractive, but always there's a barrier for foreign investors or multinational corporates to go the business. That's why I start thinking this people knowledge can break through these situations, then help the market, other company also grow themselves. But that's kind of original experience I have. So that's why I always big appreciation, also interest, the people insights. Even after AI arise, people knowledge is still very, very valuable because no one make decisions by the information only by AI.
Not having the knowledge or
Yeah,
the market insights to be able to drive the performance and how this business came from um, that real pain point of understanding that you could have lost that business or get fired, right?
yeah,
And sometimes that becomes our personal passion or our
yeah.
purpose. And when we create a vision for a company,
Yeah.
normally we will interview the founder.
Hmm.
And a story like this, right, ends up becoming the mission statement
Yeah.
because it is the founder's DNA. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay, the next topic is about crisis ready mindset. A crisis is a setback, it's a failure. But usually in a crisis, people can experience that they can live on or they can die, right? Some of us can fight back, some of us can freeze, and some of us can flee. When you are facing a crisis, I can see that you have resilience. You have
Hmm.
the ability to cope as well as you have a support structure. So,
Mm.
how did you develop that?
Yeah. Well, that is related to what I just shared. The mission statement was too wrong. I truly believe the value of connecting people knowledge because that's
Yes.
come from my kind of experience. Even crisis come, I believe that what I'm doing is something valuable. So I just see that that kind of has a kind of challenge I should overcome. I always think possibly how to use this crisis to the better growth or better learning. I already have this kind of very positive mindset because I have too much big passion to what I'm doing. So that's why, to be honest, I never feel mentally down or even I feel it's very tough. From the beginning, I didn't slow down.
You're actually pointing to something interesting again, because this is an area that we've been working in for the last 25 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, number one is what we call as the power of a vision, right?
Yeah.
When you have a vision of the future and it's very clear, right?
Mm.
It drives us, it pulls us.
Yeah.
And we may have a crisis right now, but that vision pulls us. So you're talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, because that vision is so important, you can't afford to give up. You can't afford to cry about it and waste time. So
Yeah.
you have to get up and move on, right? And you also talk about reframing, how you look at a crisis as an opportunity. What drives successful companies and successful business leaders? That they have not just a vision, but they have a shared vision where all their stakeholders can actually own that. And
Yeah.
then you can work together and you can go far.
Yeah, because I have a big mission and also passion. Although some people left the company, but
Yeah.
many people stay with us. And when they stay, that is not because we increase the sales dramatically. They stay with me. They truly believe what we are doing is valuable and also has a passionable. Yeah, I actually feel this crisis not only give the kind of tough experience like lose some people, but we connect those has a core members more strongly closely. Then also we can see yeah that motivations not just come from money, but they only have the motivation from those mission statements.
So that is your competitive advantage. You have a
Yeah,
company
yeah,
where your employees own the future together with you,
yeah,
and that empowers them, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Go quickly, maybe alone, but go farther. We cannot
Yes,
without that
that's
colleagues.
right. How to build a team?
So first one is related to mission statements. What kind of value we create and how to maximize it. I try to share those mindset with everyone because people tend to be focused on return part, always salary, monetary incentive, or like growth, or those has a return. Then I always talk about how to maximize it, how to maximize the return with a good balance portfolio mix of the kind of monetary return or mentally return or growth return or people return. Then let's try to feel the happiness, only the process of value creations. I think
Mm.
this is a kind of self-realizations, but even I don't get money, even I don't get specific return. Anyway, just enjoy, make some impacts, make something great to the markets. Just show what I'm doing or what just I do in the markets, then just follow me. But in my case, I try to talk and also easily, clearly, logically. Then I'll try to make people digest it. But at the same time, make the people to talk the same thing, their team or their junior in the same way. Because if that logic is clear, also easy to understand, I think that can be spread easily. So that's my way. So that's why I always try to think how to put this topic in the wording.
How old are you?
In the past, I'm happy to say my age, but now I'm already 36 this year. So that's why I looks maybe young, but I'm not actually young anymore. Yeah.
You've been an entrepreneur for the last 6 years.
Yeah, so 20 the end of 29 years old, I started a company. Then now 6 year half passed.
Yeah.
So I finally become 36 this year. Yeah.
Okay. Well done. Well done. Okay, the next topic is spirituality, where you are in that journey, and what is spirituality for you?
Spirituality for me is about alignment, what aligning what I build and so what I believe or what I want to achieve, right? The purpose is always I really care. So that's why. But if we think about the actual process, So we cannot reach to that purpose or goal within one day.
Yes.
Then why we always continue thinking what I'm doing today, what my team doing today is really align and also connect to what we want to achieve. Spirituality is always uh, purpose or alignment. Uh, I think the dream is not a destination journey, right? I really like
Yes.
the word, but I truly believe if we just talk about the goal or purpose, destinations, sometimes people burn out. But we always checking what we are doing, building is aligned with the goal. And also we can enjoy this journey or we can believe this journey itself is part of this uh, goal achievements. But
Yes.
that is kind of what I really always care. Then this is kind of my spirituality.
So what you're saying is that spirituality is the alignment to your purpose
Yeah,
and to what you believe.
yeah,
And also at the same time, it's a journey, it's not a destination.
yeah,
And that if you have the focus on these two things,
yeah,
then you can be present to what you have to do every day
yeah,
and not worry about, where you have to go
yeah,
and give your 100% today.
yeah,
And what about a simple life? Do you think it's possible to live a simple life?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What?
Because
How would
it's
you describe a
actually
simple life?
in a good way. I'm focused, so that's why food. When I'm in Vietnam, I just order the delivery food with the same restaurant or same food. Then also for the clothes, I always use the Uniqlo non-nylon shirts because I move around all over the world. That's why I need the same shirts. Then we don't need to the same socks, same shirts.
Yes.
We can save time to pairing, and also I don't need to spend my time to choose the shirts, and also we don't need to. I don't need to spend time to ironing. But anyway, in order to focus on what I should do, what I should achieve, I should, and also I'm happy to make other things simplify. That's why, yeah, food or clothes or many other things, I try to make it simple or easy.
I
Yeah.
got it. What words would you use to describe thriving?
Uh, but sorry, that is exactly the same with, it's very similar to what I talk about spirituality, the kind of easy word, maybe purpose, then
Purpose?
progress, and also people. I try to make all three P, but any meaning is purpose is nearly to the mission, but what
Yes.
I like to, how I say, achieve, then yeah. So yeah, what I like to contribute to others, then I also try to make a big impact on society. Although those things is right. Then progress mean grow every year, every day. Try to
Yes.
approach into it. That is also, yeah.
Right. Right. Okay, great. What are your thoughts about sustainability?
Sustainability mean that long-term value creation
Yes.
in maybe society, or some perspective, right? In people, human being, maybe if I try to use the P, variation, long-term value creation in maybe people, planets, profits, like society, environment, economy, right? If you don't
Yes.
know about people, planet, profits is what I really understand that kind of theoretically, that is the definition of sustainability. And also I really care. It's, yeah.
In our work, we say that sustainability is the ongoing thriving of a living system.
Uh,
And, everything is a system, right? A company is a system. We individuals are a system. And so
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
long term. And you're right, it's all about the value creation as well. I have a special question for you because
yeah.
we have recently started to do work on philanthropy and impact with people in your age group.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, you list your company, you make a lot of money. What next? What do you want to do next?
To be honest, my goal is not make the money or just go the sales, but any impact to the markets is always important. Then we can make big change more to the clients or society. So that's why at this moment we plan to continue growing the market.
Okay, I got that. So I'm going to ask you some quick questions. What's your favorite book?
Book. This is the book written by the Starbucks CEO in Japan,
Uh,
not the Starbucks founder, one of the most successful cafe chain store in Japan too. Then also what I was surprised was whenever I go to Starbucks Tokyo or Osaka or anywhere, the quality is always great. The way people work is great and good. Then that's why I was always, even from when I was uni or at high school students, I was wondering why this happening. Then the Starbucks CEO Japan disclosed the secrets in that book. Then that related to the mission. So that's why I was inspired because that at that time I just started my company, thinking about how to make the company missions or
yes.
culture. So like Starbucks, and even they expand the business to overseas still they can keep the same mission, same quality, same culture, then host the customer or give the client satisfaction in the same way. That's amazing.
So I can hear that, that was the inspiration for you to build your company's corporate culture early,
Yeah,
even as a startup.
yeah.
If you can have dinner with anyone, who will that be?
Someone leading the tech market, AI markets, because I try to make best effort to study in AI or how market going on. Still, to be honest, if using all my time in weekend, I cannot catch up. Maybe too much because I cannot digest everything.
If you can have a superpower, what will it be?
Superpower. Superpower. I can do anything, right?
Yeah, anything.
Hmm. Yeah. But still, but if I can do everything, I I
I
have
mean,
some more.
is that the superpower you want? That you can do anything? You can
Basically,
have
I
any
want.
superpower. You can choose the
But
superpower.
simply, I try to use that power to fix the issue I believe in the world. Then if I have superpower, not only this intelligent markets like I'm working on, to be honest, I see some more big issue, right? Like, oh, still there is a potential war there or there's a poverty in somewhere. So that's why, because as I said, more than return I receive as a money or fame, I feel that much more motivation to fix some issue or make some impact to the market. That's why I try to focus on big issue in the market. At this moment, I cannot touch or I cannot solve. But if I have a superpower, okay, change this issue. Then I have a list of the kind of issue list in the market in the world. Try to solve one by one. They feel satisfied. Yeah, yeah.
What's the best advice you ever received?
Advice. Um, I always try to guess what other people think.
Yes.
Maybe my manager think like this, or my ex-girlfriend like this, or my father think like that. Think too much, guess a lot. But 99% it's wrong in
Mm.
the end. So that's why I always believe that I can understand others. I can guess what other people thinking. But to be honest, mm, that is not true. So that's why rather than try to think and imagine too much, then try to make decisions by those imaginations, we should actually have a chance to talk, then listen to others. That's in the end
Yes.
much faster and much more productive.
Great, great. Okay, we've come to the end of our interview. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Kato-san.
yeah, thank you very much.
I wish you all success in your coming IPO. I know that, beyond the IPO, you will create great value in the world. So it's my honor to have spent this time with you.
And thanks, Dr. Ramesh. I really enjoyed the interview.
Dear listeners, if you've been listening and enjoying the Thriving in the Age of Disruption podcast series, as well as our Mastery Effect podcast series, we'll appreciate it very much if you can share with us the topics that are close to your heart so that we can source the relevant experts and change makers and have them be on our show. Do comment below and let us know where you are commenting from and what is it that is of biggest concern to you.